After last year's incredible P20 Pro and Mate 20 Pro smartphones, I expected the P30 Pro to be only an incremental update over those phones. However, at the Paris launch, Huawei bowled everyone over with the quad camera setup on the P30 Pro. I will talk about the 4 cameras on the P30 Pro soon, but what needs to be noted is that over 10% of Huawei's spends actually goes into research and development, which means that it wouldn't be wrong for me to guess that a large chunk of it actually goes into developing smartphone camera technology. Well, I'm Ershad from Mr. Phone, and let's get down to my first impressions of the P30 Pro, the quad camera beast that looks poised to take on Google's Pixel 3. In case you guys haven't subscribed to our channel yet, don't forget to do that. Hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever Mr. Phone puts out an awesome new tech video. Before I start talking about these smartphones, let's take a quick look at the unboxing. So let's quickly unbox the Huawei P30 Pro. As you can see on the front, it has Leica quad cameras. And when I show you guys the bottom, you will see that this is a not for sale unit, so we don't know the price yet. But this is the Aurora variant of the Huawei P30 Pro with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of storage. Let me just, take that lid and keep that aside. Now what you see underneath this is the lovely Aurora variant of the Huawei P30 Pro. So let me take this out of the sheathing right now. I'm just itching to do that. Aha! Doesn't this look incredible? It does indeed. I'm not a fan of this either, so let me just quickly take that out. And there you go. The Aurora color, the dual gradient color of the Huawei P30 Pro looks incredible. Let me quickly switch that on, switch the phone on and show you guys what happens provided. And yep, once again. So I'll keep the phone aside and get down with the rest of the unboxing to show you guys what's inside the box right now. You can see the SIM ejector tool, and looks like you get a case in the box. That's nice. Let's check the case out. So this case is a transparent flexi case. It's a TPU case. Let's just quickly use it on the P30 Pro, and you can see that the Aurora color of the P30 Pro comes out. So whichever color you buy, the transparent case should show off the color from the rear. But the only problem here is that it's probably not going to be as protective. So, let me keep the phone aside once again. Take that out, and here's the case. So now underneath the box, you also get this 40-watt Huawei Supercharge adapter, and let it be known that Huawei also supports 15-watt fast charging on the Huawei P30 Pro. And apart from that, you get this Type-C cable, and you get a pair of earbuds that looks like the Apple AirPods. So these are the box contents of the Huawei P30 Pro. You get the 40-watt Huawei Supercharger, you get the Type-C cable, you get a transparent TPU case, and you also get this Type-C earphones. Now, of course, there is no Type-C to 3.5mm dongle, so you'll have to buy that separately. So once again, this, my friends, is the Huawei P30 Pro. Obviously, you guys are here for the cameras. There are 5 of them in total, including the one on the front. There are 4 on the rear, of course. So you know what? Let me just break them down one by one for you. Firstly, in the front, you get a 32-megapixel selfie camera with AI HDR for selfies. After looking at the initial samples, it is evident that Huawei has worked on the algorithm for selfies. I quite like what I see now. Also, moving on, the primary 40-megapixel camera has been upgraded with a larger f/1.6 lens, and the individual pixels are broken down into RYYB pixels, which is red, yellow, yellow, blue. Huawei calls this the super spectrum sensor. Basically, the green pixels in the RGB setup has now been replaced by yellow pixels. Scientifically, yellow pixels are more sensitive to light compared to green, and therefore the pixels let in 30% more light. This is in addition to the 10% more light let in by the wider aperture. Just take a look at these low light samples. Don't they look stunning? There's also a 20-megapixel wide-angle camera with a 107-degree field of view. Attached to this sensor is a f/2.2 lens, and the best part is it comes with OIS. Recording 4K videos using the wide-angle camera should be a lot of fun. The third camera is an 8MP telephoto one, which offers up to 5x lossless zoom with the new periscope lens. It can go up to 10x hybrid zoom and a whopping 50x digital zoom. The telephoto camera is also optically stabilized, which means that you get dual OIS enabled by default. This is just nuts. Fun fact, the periscope lens is placed at a 90-degree angle inside the phone. You can't really see the sensor. This ensures that the body doesn't have to be thicker than normal phones. Finally, you get a time of flight camera. Currently, this camera will be used for AR purposes and to improve the depth effect in portrait mode and aperture modes. Check out these photos to judge for yourself. There are also a few additional new features that are worth highlighting. For example, thanks to the increased photosensitivity, the low-light videography has been improved by leaps and bounds as well. And you can do up to 15x digital zoom in video. The wide-angle camera also enables a super macro mode. In this mode, you can go as close as 2.5 cm of a subject. This is something that is not present in other flagships, giving the P30 Pro a clear edge. Now finally, coming to the design of the P30 Pro, which are apparently inspired by nature. Our unit is the Aurora variant, which is the same colorway as the Twilight variant that was launched last year. The glass reflects light in unique patterns, making the blue gradient stand out every time you hold up the phone. It continues to look stunning even a couple of years after Huawei unveiled the gradient color scheme for the first time. But it is a crazy fingerprint magnet. The P30 Pro's glass on the rear blends into the thin metal frame and then curves right back into the display glass. This is the first time we're seeing a curved display on a P series phone, by the way. One thing to note is the P30 Pro is a heavy smartphone and using it with one hand is not going to be easy. On the front, you get a massive 6.47-inch OLED panel with an aspect ratio of 19.5:9. It supports the wide DCI-P3 color gamut. Unfortunately though, you only get FHD plus resolution instead of a higher resolution QHD plus one like you get on the Mate 20 Pro. I don't think that matters much because the display continues to look crisp, bright and has accurate colors too. Also, I like the fact that the curvature is not as pronounced as the Mate 20 Pro. Under the display, you get the optical fingerprint scanner, which feels faster than ever. And you also get the face recognition on the water drop notch. This is not as secure as the sophisticated face unlock recognition on the Mate 20 Pro though. Oh, by the way, it would have been nice if Huawei actually used the punch hole display instead of the water drop notch. But that is just a matter of preference really. Interestingly, Huawei has included the IR blaster from the Mate 20 Pro on the P series. And even more interestingly, Huawei has dropped the earpiece for a floating electromagnetic speaker. Huawei claims that you can place your ears anywhere on the top half of the display for calls and the sound doesn't leak. I will test these claims in my full review, which will go live on the 15th once the embargo lifts. With the earpiece gone, you get only a mono speaker at the bottom. It is Dolby Atmos certified, if that is any consolation. It sounds full and pretty decent, at least in the limited time I've spent with the phone. The P30 Pro is powered by the Kirin 980 system on chip and our unit has 8 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of storage. The SIM card tray accepts 2 nano SIM cards. You can swap one of the SIM cards for Huawei's proprietary nano SD card. Unfortunately, these cards are not available in India yet. Powering all of this is a 4200 mAh battery with support for Huawei's awesome 40-watt supercharged technology. One of the coolest new spec changes is the fact that the internal storage uses a new Linux-based file system developed in-house by Huawei. It is called EROFS or Extended Read-Only File System. This enables 20% faster app opening and read times. You can see on your screen right now how fast the app loading times are. I will use it extensively in the coming days to get a concrete idea on if this speed makes difference in daily usage. The phone also runs the latest EMUI 9.1 software based on Android 9 Pie. What I can see first up is that icon designs have been changed around slightly. More about EMUI 9.1 in my full review. Evidently, the P30 Pro is the most feature-packed smartphone you can buy right now. Our camera comparisons and camera review are dropping on April 9th, so stay tuned. My first impressions of the P30 Pro are that it is more like a multi-camera system rather than a phone that will definitely excite camera enthusiasts. The 4-camera setup on the rear indeed looks revolutionary, and I have a strong feeling that it is going to dethrone the Pixel 3 XL as the best smartphone camera awarded by Mr. Phone. I know you guys are excited to check out that camera comparison. I can't wait to do it too. Well, April 9th can't come soon enough. Until then, this is Ershad from Mr. Phone signing off. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we drop that crazy camera comparison.
Click the link below to download the Oddbots Turbo Run game now.